In this video we'll be discussing the Kng P150S. You'll see the yellow S on there signifies what model this radio is. We'll start with the top. The top has an orange button which is disabled. We don't use that for anything. You have two switches, scan and priority scan, which we'll discuss in a moment. You have the channel knob, turn around, and you have the on, off, and volume knob. You also have a collar switch, which dictates the lock for the keypad. In the left mode, you'll see the keypad is locked. If you turn it to the right, the keypad is unlocked. On the side, you have three buttons: top, middle, push to talk. The top button is your backlight. It turns your backlight on and off if you're in a darkened area and you want to see what your radio is doing. You turn that, but it will keep the backlight on permanently, so for battery you want to turn it back off. The middle button is not used. As you can see, it doesn't do anything. Push to talk, you're going to push it firmly until you feel it click or you see the backlight come on. Speak into the radio, let it go. Now, for the front display, you have scan. If the scan is blinking, then you'll see that scan is on. It is scanning the channels that you do have in your scan list. For priority scan, it will also blink if you're trying to scan the priority channel that you have programmed in. You'll see your labels. Labels are the name of the channel, and I'm going to turn the backlight on so that you can see better. The name of the channel, the group name, and then the zone and channel number. You'll see the battery percentage. Now this is only for the rechargeable batteries that we have, not the clamshells. The clamshells will not show you a correct load on your batteries. And now we'll talk about the function buttons across the top. The square. Now that is a talk code guard. So if you want to change the tone of the channel that you are on, you will go here and you will go up or down and choose push enter. Now if you want to just use the tone that is programmed into the channel that you're using, you'll keep it at default. The bottom down button is for squelch. You have two choices. You can use preset or user set. Typically we use preset, as the radio is programmed to find its particular squelch, but we can also, if you're having issues with the radio, use it to user set, push enter, and we can go up or down and set our own squelch. Now squelch is a sensitivity setting on how sensitive the receive in your radio is. Typically, like I said, we will keep it at preset. The arrow up button will put it in low power or high power. Now low power is putting out 2 watts, high power is putting out 5 watts. If you know that you're in an area where you can reach out to repeaters or to the people that you're working with easily, you can put it in low power and it will obviously save you quite a bit of battery power. So then you have the diamond, which is your menu. That will take up a little bit more. So we go to menu. We'll start with cloning. Cloning, you can push enter, and you can go active zone, zone to zone, or the entire radio. We will cover cloning in a different video. You can go to your scan list. Now this, you push enter and you go to the different channels that you want, and if you want to add or delete a channel into your scan list, you simply push the plus minus button and you'll see a plus sign right here shows up, and that means that it is in your scan list. Push it again to take it out. And push escape, and we get out of there. Transmit secure. Now this is an option due to firmware issues that has to be in our radios. We don't use it. We do not transmit secure on any channel, but it has to be in there due to a firmware issue. Keypad programming. You can program user tones. You can go to actual keypad programming, and you'll enter the password, and you can program channels, zones, global parameters, all of that stuff. But typically, us as users, we won't need to use keypad programming for anything. User NACs. NACs are a digital form of code guard. Again, not something that a typical user will need to worry about programming. So then we'll go to escape. Version simply tells you what version your radio and firmware are on. And then we go to contrast adjust. If you're in an area where you're having a hard time seeing your screen, you can adjust the contrast as you see, and you can see a little bit better in different situations. Radio status basically tells you all of the options that have been programmed into your radio if you're curious. And that's it for menu. We push escape and we go back to the regular screen. Now, changing groups is much like the old version of the BK radios. We'll hit pound, and then you'll see that there are your zone names. You can push up and down, or you can push in the zone number and enter. And that's how you use your Kng BK radio, P150S model.